Alright guys, so we're back out here again. We're on the John boat, bald and bearded, kicking it. So, done a little work. Transom's not in yet. We got it all bed lined. But as you can see, I started mocking up my side. So this is going to double as a basically a standing platform to get in and out of the boat, and a seat if it's needed. But I don't have an aluminum welder. Never have. So we're going to rivet it all together. Not my favorite way of doing things, but it will work. Excuse me. So this is about how wide it's going to be. You know, not real big. And we're going to bring cross braces down to each rib. It's also going to be tied into every side rib. We're going to do one on each side. And that should really help a little stability for this boat. But I think today what we're going to do is work on trying to get this transom reset. We got to get the bottom plate riveted back in, get the transom shoved up in place, and probably not going to through bolt it today because I still got to pick up hardware. But what this will allow us to do is start designing out the rear area. So stay tuned. So first off, we're going to get all this trash out of here. I cut up the old transom. Well, broke it. Better off to say. We're going to have to get these bolts out of here. Sorry, bad camera angle. I have to get these old bolts. These are my plates that go on the sides. Let's get all this stuff out of here. Thought I had a deal. This bucket's full of stuff. Alright, now that I've emptied my bucket again, I can make this a lot easier on myself. So I had to take my bin tag off. It was not legible anymore. So to remedy that, I'm having a new one made. It has to be secured to your vessel in a way that it just won't fall off. So, you know, you can stamp it into your transom. You can just rivet it into your transom. I'm just going to rivet mine back in just to make it easy for myself. transom area is cleaned back up. Everything's vacuumed back out of it. So let's grab the transom that's going to go back in here and mock it all up. Alright, so got caught on my boat. So my transom's 1.25 inches thick. This is Douglas fir marine grade plywood. It took a couple cuts to get it to the exact size that I wanted it, because my old transom was so rotted out I couldn't match it. So I pulled my inside measurements, checked it, cut it once, it was a little too large, cut it again, still a little too large. But now it's always like a puzzle, trying to get her to fit just right. What we'll do is we'll slowly work this up so it fits underneath this cap nice and tight. My cap's a little bent, but we'll get it up in there, and then we'll work on getting this bottom plate lined up, and we'll start getting it somewhat secured. Basically what I'm doing is just opening this up a little, and once it's all back together I can always just kind of hammer it flat again. This boat's seen a rough life. That looks pretty much where it needs to sit according to my bottom bolt holes. So if I line that up, it's pretty darn close. So let me knock these old rivets out of this plate, and we'll start mocking it up to see how it fits. Alright guys, so I made a couple adjustments to the transom. There was a spot underneath these corner caps here that you can't see currently that held my transom plate off. So I notched my transom to fit. I can now slide it all the way up there and get it to work. So one of the things that I'm going to do putting this boat back together is all my rivets are going to get sealed, and I'm going to put some sealant around all the bolt holes on the inside of this plate before it gets remounted. Don't use silicone. Silicone, it washes out eventually. Use a marine grade sealant, something like a 4200 if you ever plan on replacing the transom, which I can tell you, if you own a John boat, it's going to fail. 5200 if you're never planning on taking it back out again, because you're going to have to take it off with a grinder. They make some products called D-Bond. It helps loosen up marine grade sealants, but it doesn't completely, you know, make it come off easily. One of the things to remember is if you use any kind of sealant, 5200, 4200 will not properly adhere if you wipe everything down with an alcohol-based product. Okay, I wiped it down with acetone already. It will not stick properly and seal properly. It will fail. if you use an alcohol-based product. That is right from 3M. We had a problem at our facility where we had some boats coming in that other people did work on, and the 5200 or 4200 was leaking. Come to find out, they'd wiped it down with a denatured alcohol to prep the surface. You can't do it. Just don't. So let's pull this plate back out, and we'll go ahead and start getting my holes sealed back up. So, I don't want to say a little goes a long way, but if you perimeter your holes, when you apply the pressure to it, it squishes it. So then it's going to spread evenly around it. I'm not looking to seal the entire transom to this boat. Mainly just anywhere that it had once come through. Which on this boat, there's a lot of those. Oh, I almost forgot one, guys. Oh, almost forgot another one. Okay. This is why it's so important to check as you go. Because you don't want to put all this back together and forget a hole. Because then you'll end up with a leak. Even if it's above the water line, it will eventually leak. I think that is all of them now. Got a couple little spots there. I just feel better about putting something on. So now we can work on getting transom in it. Whew. So to make my life easier, I need that screwdriver and this screwdriver over here. My transom bracket mounts with 4 mounts on the bottom, and these just get riveted back into the boat. I'm using closed end rivets, so when these pull tight they seal. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put some sealant on this, so everything will be sealed no matter what going into this boat. Well, the screwdriver's too big. Alright, sealant's on it. Alright, one's in. Whew. That was tough, guys. That was tough. So I'm gonna work on getting the other rivets put in, and we'll progress from there. Alright, 2 out of 4. Still cooking, guys. Alright guys, so we got transom secured. I also made a plate. I had some spots where the old transom support bracket went. So I made a aluminum plate and sealed it with 4200 to it. I've wiped everything down back here. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot it with some Raptor liner so everything back here will be sealed. Once it cures, I'll put my side pieces on, I'll bolt the bottom, and we'll get it all squared up and ready to go. So remember what I said on the last video. Don't drink it. Wear a respirator. Safety squints. Gloves, which I know. I'm just so sweaty. It's hot in my garage right now. No airflow. My camera keeps kicking off because it says it's overheating. But we're going to do our best here. So you can use anything to seal up your wood transom. Epoxy resin's great. Any kind of resin, as long as it's not anything with a fibrous strand in it. So if you want to do like a vinyl ester or polyester resin, you're more than welcome to. If you just want to go to your local parts store and buy some resin, you can do that too. Any of that works. Sorry, I got sweat in my eyes, guys. Anything like that works. It's all a great alternative as long as it's a resin. You can also seal it with Flex Seal. I'm gonna move you guys real quick. Try to get you a better angle of that transom. Let's see, is that better, guys? Well, you can see the transom better, but you can seal it with a Flex Seal. You can seal it with paint. Probably seal it with any kind of tar, like a good cold tar is a good sealant. But we're all shaken up and we're ready to go. So enjoy a little music, kick back, and enjoy me getting this transom painted. Hey guys, this is Jake with Bald and Bearded. Sorry about the late video coming out. I've actually been a little sick with COVID. Yeah, it's still a thing. I made it from the beginning of COVID to now, July of 24, before I finally have gotten COVID. And I got it because my girlfriend's a nurse. She brought it home and, well, what can I say? All of us end up getting it and I got it. But here's a progress update. I have not had a chance to work on the boat because I've felt just absolute garbage. But Transom's in. Everything back here is now bed lined. This is that plate I was telling you about that I put in. Back here in that plate is where, sorry guys, this mounts. This is the transom support bracket. I have some ideas. I might not be able to put that back in, but if I do this the way I'm thinking of, I might not have to. We'll see. So everything back here's got bed liner on it. It's all sealed. Transom solid again. I went ahead and started painting the rails all the way up. The bow section is next on the list. And then we can start moving her back outside. But as you can see, I don't have any of the bolts coming through my transom yet. But all my rivets that came through and held the transom actually ends, all resealed. I've got to get the side brackets, the old hardware out of them, get new hardware to mount them through my Douglas fir transom and get those put back in. But I thought I'd just give you a little update on where we stand as of this video. I'm hopefully going to start working on this again now that I'm starting to feel better. These are all my rivets. We've got new LED bow light for it. We've got green underwater lights. Ah, this is the exciting one. This is the EVA foam that is going to go down inside this boat. You can get this stuff from, a lot of places, eBay, Amazon. Super easy to work with. I got the camo because if you've got to piece a couple sections together, it doesn't look like there's a seam. But that will be a big plus in this boat. It'll really help keep your feet cool. So, stay tuned guys. We're going to get back on this. I'm going to finish getting that transom bolted in. Get that other side built. Finish building this side. Get it plated. And then we'll be on to hopefully some motor work. So, hope you guys are having a great Sunday. And hope you're all enjoying the build. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to see some other stuff on the channel, drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends, parents, co-workers, whoever. And I will talk with you guys later.